All right, guys, we're off and running here. We are on a rail trail. I figured I'd try to get this in. This is Friday, so if you see in this ride, I did it Friday, and it will come out on Saturday. So I've got some editing to do once this is done. But my days are running short nowadays, so I have to get out here when I can. And it's getting cooler. I have a sweatshirt on right now. I hope it's going to be enough. It feels fine right now, but it's like 66, something like that out. So, and 66 would have been cold a month ago, but it feels all right now. And I wasn't planning on going faster than basically 15 miles an hour today, so we're on a rail trail. But I wanted to get this Engwe LE20 out here, give it a shot, and I had 9/10 of a mile on it just from riding around my street after I built it. This thing's got front suspension on it. It's got a lot of stuff on the bike. It's I brought it to work today, and a couple of the younger guys, and they get kids and stuff, they're like, oh, that's a really nice bike, and they love the color of it. So, but I got to do a review on this thing, so I said, you know what, I'd like to get out here and give this thing a ride so I know what I'm talking about, and we will take it for a ride also on the review. Well, they have a Pepsi machine on the side of the trail here. So this thing's got pretty big batteries, dual batteries, like I said, and I think they're like 20 amp hours. So I'm sitting here with like 40 amp hours of battery on this bike. So this trail, if I do the whole thing, is 12 miles one way, and well, 12.4, so call it 12 and a half miles. And coming back will be another 12 and a half. So if we do the whole thing, we're looking at 25 miles. So this thing's got a torque sensor on it, so I've got to work at it. Past couple of bikes I've gotten in have torque sensors on them, so definitely something that they're coming out with now. But you gotta work at torque sensors, guys, just so you know that. Or you can hit the throttle, I guess. But the whole idea is to get some little exercise when you're out here. I don't mind a torque sensor at all. In fact, I prefer it. I'm pretty sure this thing, pedaling, will go up to 28 miles an hour. 25, 6 miles an hour. Yeah, it'll go to 28. So it probably doesn't have to be unlocked. It probably already is unlocked. This is one of the noisier motors I've experienced lately. It's not bad, but it is one of the noisier ones that I've been on. Got a couple reviews coming out. The one on this bike, radio flyers. I got that one into the computer. I'd say I'm about a half to a third to a half done editing that, depending on how much I do with it. Hopefully it's a nice day tomorrow. Get a little drone coverage on it. This does have street tires on it. They look like about 2.5 inch. They're both 20 inch. Not a folding bike, saying it's solid. This thing is a one solid bike. It's one thing the guys at work were complimenting on how solid it was. Got seats on the back of it, and there's running boards coming for it, and they fold. So when you're not using them, you can fold them into the bike, and that's the first I've seen. Most of them, once they're on there, and these ones fold in, so that's kind of nice. But they don't have them in stock. In fact, this bike, I'm not even sure it's out yet. It was a pre-order. I haven't checked the website in a while. But if you guys are interested in this bike or any other Engwe bike that's out there, I have the other L20, which I think is a fantastic bike for the money, especially for new beginners. I can give you now $100 off. So my $50 has been increased to $100, guys. So as I worked my way up the ladder, they give me better deals. So this thing is zipping right along here now. We got directionals on this thing too, only in the rear. I wish these bikes would start coming out with front directionals on them too. So yeah, we have this bike to do a review on. we have the Radial Flyer to do a review on. I've got another bike coming in too, at least one. I've got two coming in November, and that's from going to Lectric. I will have both the bikes that I rode out there, so you're gonna wanna see those. And of course it's November, so I could have snow on the ground at that point. You doing? The Lectric's also sending me out the one bike, so I thank you, Lectric, for doing that. Boy, these guys are really good to me lately. So I'm really excited about getting that one bike, I'll tell you that. That was fun to ride. That's a different ride, and we're gonna do some exploring with that bike. Probably gonna put a second battery on it too. I will use my 48-volt battery pack for it, and we'll be rocking a good 45 amp hours on that, 44.4 amp hours. So it's a light bike, 55 pounds. So that's nice. I can throw that on a rack, no problem. It's a real nimble bike to get around in. I'm thinking it could be a good travel bike for me to throw on the back and take off, and you know, a rail trail like this would be awesome. And I got plenty of them around. Unfortunately, I'm running out of summer here, so. But that's belt drive and pinion gear on that thing, so we could technically run that in the winter, and I wouldn't have to worry about my chain getting all rusty on that. So if we're gonna go the 24 miles, I gotta pick up a little speed here, slow down a little bit when I see people. See what this thing does on throttle. It probably only goes to 20. Yeah, it does, because it'll hold 20 miles an hour. No mirrors on this thing yet. That was the one thing when I was taking off this morning. I'm like, hey, no mirrors on this thing. I'll trail off to the side there. Must have been a train track at one point, I think. It may have been the original route of the train track, and they decided to go this way because it was easier. Who knows? Because it did look like if there was a train track, they would have had to have a bridge there. This thing, when you going along here, it hangs in there for a little bit. Like if I stop pedaling right now, the motor just cut out. So it holds the motor on for a little bit. But that's in pass 5. I bet you if I knocked it down to 4 and backed off, nope, still holds in for a second. That's okay. We got a dam over there. We got a nice little river here. We got a recumbent bike coming down here. How you doing? Grumpy old guy. You know what it is? This thing's got these telescoping, folding handlebars on it and stem, and it screams e-bike. So I would definitely put BMX bars on this bike. There's no reason for this thing to fold. It's not a folding bike. They just do it for shipping. So you got at 25, we still got pedal. It starts getting to ghost pedaling at 26 though. So it would definitely need, I don't know what's good for gears on the back. Probably 14, which is what they always come with. Except I just got one with an 11 on it, so that surprised me. We get that one bike, we don't have to worry about gears on that. I guess you can do some electronic stuff with it. I gotta get the app downloaded and check that stuff out when you get it. There's a bunch of things you can do with the app on it, so sounds pretty exciting, like I said. I'm looking forward to getting that bike. We're getting a lot of bikes in though. We gotta start moving some along, so. I'm running out of space. Probably won't move them till next year. I don't know. Some I may put out for sale now, see if I get any response. It is the end of the season up here though, so. Hit the cruise control here, there I got one. Let's see. I'll hold the minus button down, see if there's cruise on it. I'll throttle it, and then I'll hit the minus button. Yeah, it went into walk mode. So, well, let's try hitting the plus. I think it's just gonna turn the headlight on now. Yep, turn the headlight on. Try hitting the M. Nope. Well, throttling it there for a little knocked a little bit out of the batteries. Not bar-wise, but percentage-wise. Funny too, second screen I got with a percentage on the battery. I don't know whether or not the bars will go down. And the last one, they did not go down on the battery picture itself. It went down percentage-wise. But this bike charges both batteries at the same time, and that's really nice. So just one charger and they charge. And they also sell a fast charger for this too. So I believe you can charge this thing in like 2 hours with the fast charger, but it charges it, I think 7 amps. And I don't know what the cost of that is. I didn't look. Like I said, I haven't really got ready to research this bike yet because I just got it in. Well, I got it in a week or so ago, but I haven't had time to go over it. I've been trying to do the review on the Radial Flyer. So, and that's a pretty nice bike too. That's really quiet. I don't have any motor noise in that. It's higher end than this bike, I can tell you that. But this bike is good for what it is. So this bike is not super expensive. It is a cargo bike, so it's up there a little bit. And I believe $1,399, maybe $1,400 for the single battery. And I'm not sure about the double battery. And don't quote me on that. Like I said, I haven't done any research on this bike yet. I will this weekend. I have a long weekend, guys. I have Indigenous Day off, Monday, which is better known as Columbus Day, but we can't celebrate Columbus anymore, so it's Indigenous Day. This bike could use a suspension seat post also, but I'm a big believer in suspension seat posts, so my buddy Dan, ebike Nation? I don't know what he's changed his name so many times I'm confused now. But he wasn't a big believer in suspension seat posts, but I talked him into buying one. I gotta find out how he liked it. I believe it's ebike Nation now. He was Senior ebike Nation. He was, I don't know. He had a couple names. He was experimenting with them. We got another workstation here, guys. So I like to have those things here. So you can put air in. It's a hand pump. It's got all the tools you need to work on your bike. Neat. And it's even got a place to hold your bike up in the air. So nice having the front suspension on this. It's a nice solid bike though. There's nothing rattling on this, that's for sure. Yeah, I was sitting at work looking at the trail map today, trying to figure out where I was gonna go. And I knew I had street tires on this, but it's this thing could handle a rail trail, dirt rail trail, no problem. They're 2.5-inch tires, so. But it's a cargo bike, so it's basically meant more for riding on the road, delivering your kids to school and stuff. So I can't believe I got another bike with no cruise control. Unless you hit the power button. I'll probably shut the power off on the bike, but let's see what happens. Nothing. So no cruise on this bike apparently. The funny thing was I actually was sent the manual on this bike long before it was out, and they asked me to do some corrections on it because, you know, the Chinese are interpreting how Americans talk, and they were calling this thing a car, a vehicle, a bike, all kinds of things. No punctuation, no capitalization. How you doing? And yeah, so I told them, this is the one that my wife said $200, she'd correct the whole thing, rewrite the whole thing for them, and they said no, they wouldn't spend that money. Crazy. Run, squirrel, run. Yeah, got an old bridge coming up here. Yeah, it goes over the highway, something. Busier road. Oh, I know where I am. I'm up in Rattan now. Let's see, how many miles are we into this thing? 9 miles now. Definitely another park area here to leave your cars. Another repair station for your bikes.
I just want to point out here how the torque sensor allows me to pace myself with these people. You could not do this with a Canis sensor, that's for sure.
Well, I knew being a paved trail there'd be a lot of people out here. So I was just seeing if I had the throttle on and I pedaled, the throttle does cancel the pedaling, so it wouldn't allow it to go over the 20 unless I pedaled really hard. Like I said, it's nice having the torque sensor on it, so. Solid bike though, like I said, you hit a bump, this thing, nothing rattles on it. Definitely more and more people up here, so we're out in the country at this point. This is a long ways away from Nashua, the city. How you doing? Grumpy people up here, I'll tell you. But if you can buy a house in this town, you're looking at probably $500,000 and up, and that's for a dump. I just noticed, I didn't notice the watt meter on the side here goes up too. Pretty interesting display, colored, nice. We've hardly touched these batteries too. We're at 94 on one, 93 on the other. Yeah, I know I am. Very close to where my mother was in assisted living. And this trail does look like it does continue on, but for how long? I think I'm going to find out. Another bike working station. I did bring all my tools with me because this was the maiden voyage. Bike route ends, so that's the end of it. So I am in air on the main road here. All right, Carol, see where I am? All right, start heading back. So about 13 miles since I started. Been looking at another new camera. I don't know, I'm not, I bought that camera to video with, and it works great for doing the videos as far as studio stuff. It's a, it's more of a video camera type thing. And it's, you know, it's bigger and stuff, but it works good, doesn't overheat, all that stuff. But I'm not crazy about the coloring in it, and seems to wash it out a lot of pictures, a lot of video. I mean, no one probably notices it but me, but and I spent a lot of money for that. I mean, a lot of money for that one. I'm not looking at one. I'm looking at more of a camera type one that I can use also when I go to like Lectric when I went down there. So no stabilization in it though. I mean, it does have some, but it's minor. So it might actually need a gimbal. And then one part of me says, you know, stop buying all this equipment and make my videos better without the cameras, you know. So we're down to 90, 91. I got it on throttle right now because I just want to check it out. Still can't believe there's not a cruise control on this. Should stop and take a picture next to all those solar panels over there. Electric bike and solar panels go together, right? Hit the throttle here again, get going a little bit. I want to try to wipe this battery down a little bit so I can charge it up. It's always good to kind of get the battery balanced when you first get them. So you got to drag them down and then knock them up. So I'll never kill these things though, not on this ride. How you doing? I don't think anybody said hi to me. I'll tell you, it feels good to get out here though and ride. Having these nights getting dark by 6:30 is ridiculous. But it's only going to get worse. A couple weeks, daylight saving time kicks in. It'll be dark at freaking 4 o'clock, 4:30. Well, my buddy Bruce, I told him this morning, I said, I don't have my ride in yet. I was going to try to fit one in. And he said, hey, we'll do a live ride. I know I could probably do that on my cell phone to my camera, but I don't know. I'm not that good yet as far as figuring that stuff out. But it would be interesting. And the other thing too is cell phone coverage, probably not that great out here anyways. Like I said, this isn't the city, this is the boonies out here. Yeah, we're at 89 and I've been throttling quite a bit. Like I said, I'd like to run these batteries down, but probably have to let it sit and then run it again tomorrow or something. Maybe do the ride video for the review and do some drone coverage. And then after that, I'll charge him up. But we're going to end up with, like I said, 25 miles on this bike, and I don't think we're going to be down to half a battery. I'd be surprised if we were down to 70, to tell you the truth. Definitely suspension seat post on this bike wouldn't hurt. The seat's pretty squishy, but squishy seats doesn't always mean they're comfortable. I tend to find squishy seats are usually the most uncomfortable. Your butt heats the foam up and it really settles. So it felt good at the beginning, not so much now. But it's like everything else. All these bikes, everybody changes the seats on them, so seats are nothing. So what do you guys think about all these cargo bikes coming out? How many people want a cargo bike? Probably the people that are watching me, not too many. Most of my viewers are over 55 and my majority is over 65. But it'd be a good bike if you were gonna cart your grandkids around, no doubt about that. I don't know if they got, you know, like Lectric has the orbiter that goes around the kids on the seat. How you doing? I don't know if they have anything. I mean, like I said, I haven't researched the bike yet, so. I do know the floorboards, they have those and they're folding, which is really nice. Because I reached out to Engwe and I said, hey, got the rear seat on this thing. Where are you supposed to put your feet? And he says, oh, there's floorboards, but we don't have them in stock. So I don't know, maybe this would appeal to some older people. You could also put an adult on the back of this thing. I'm pretty sure this bike is rated, I believe, for 400 pounds. It's a beast. Like I said, I'll stop and show you guys. Just got to find a place to pull over here that's got some sunshine on it so we can see it. Finally got a friendly smile and a head nod. I'm into this for 19 miles, but again, there was 9/10 already on it. So 18 miles anyways. Yeah, I've got my my fanny pack on here today. I've got CO2 tubes and, you know, ways to blow up the tires. I've got tube repair kits, I've got pliers, I've got screwdrivers, I've got Allen wrenches, I've got all kinds of stuff. I've got a emergency first aid kit, got straps and stuff in case something started falling off the bike. And the sun's starting to go down lower in the sky, so I better find a place soon that I can show you this bike. I'll tell you, I've been throttling this thing quite a bit. Probably throttle this bike for 50 miles. I'm pretty sure the parking lot's coming up here now, so we will say goodbye at this point, and we will see you next Saturday, and thanks very much for coming along. And any of you who haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe on the way out, and also hit that like button. All right, guys, here is the Engwe LE20. It's a cargo bike, like I said. You've got the battery in the tube up here. You've got the battery on the post back here. I'm pretty sure these are both 20 amp hour batteries, but I'm not sure. You've got the big kickstand on the bottom, the center kickstand. You've got 180 millimeter rotors on this thing, hydraulic brakes. You've got LED double light in the front. Like I said, you got street tires on this thing. I'm not crazy about this thing, but whatever. And that's it. That's what we've been riding on all day. And like I said, there's plenty of room for people in the back there. That's going to have running boards on the back of that thing. And it's a pretty nice bike. And we just did 20. So there was 9/10 on there. There's 26.9 on it now. So that's where we're at, guys. We got directionals on this bike also. So check out the directionals. We got yellow in there. We got brake lights on it. And like I said, it's a pretty nice bike for the money. And that's it. All right, guys, I want to thank you for watching my video today. And if you are interested in buying a bike or something, please check with my affiliate links. That helps the channel out greatly. Again, guys, hit that like and subscribe on the way out. And thank you very much for watching. You guys are awesome. Thank you.